Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here. Today I've got a review of the 2024 Super Pit from the Perth Mint. Something that is becoming quite collectible actually, so they're definitely something quite cool and unique to get, and I think they're a good kind of cheap end silver almost coin that you can get. So very similar in regards to the kangaroo, where it's got a high mintage, a lower premium, but I think this one has a pretty cool story, and I like it that it changes every year, which I think is something that's quite unique given the cost to entry to get one of these is pretty reasonable. So for me, this was roughly around $55 per coin, where you're seeing some of the other ones going at $60+. So you're definitely saving a little bit on the premium side because of the high mintage. So there's roughly 100,000 of these minted every year. So, and they've been going since around 2019. So I'll go through all the different variations and different size styles that they've had. They obviously come in gold and silver. So I think gold is the one that's pretty cool to get, because the Super Pit is known for its gold. That's what it's there for. It's there to collect the gold. It was the largest open mine pit in Australia, and it's something that you can potentially see from the moon as well. So it was first discovered in 1890. It's known as the Golden Mile near Kalgoorlie, Western Australia, and it's once said to be one of the richest square miles of gold reserves in the world. So it's certainly pretty cool and pretty unique to have this in Australia, and to get a coin like this, I think it's definitely coming from the Perth Mint, which is known for its bullion, for its gold and silver. To be having a coin around it, I'd almost say it's around, but it's not. It's technically a coin, but it's kind of like that. So it's still in operation today, and it's still getting some good returns for it. So it's definitely getting around the 400,000 troy ounces of gold per year. So definitely something that's quite beneficial from a collecting point of view, from a bullion mining point of view. So the length of it is 3.5 kilometers by 1.5 kilometers wide, and it's 600 meters deep. So I'll go through this one specifically first. I think this one, I like it because you can see all the different cutted edges in it with the roads, with the little trucks on it. So I think that's pretty cool. Super Pit Australia, obviously 2024, 1 ounce of silver at the bottom. And I think the finish is pretty good. So I like how they've got the roads kind of shiny there with the trucks. And I reckon this is actually quite a nice design. The way they've actually minted this, it comes up really well. So the frosting in the background looks like almost a cloudy-ish day from that perspective. So you can almost see the ripples up there. It gives that kind of cloudy overview. But you can definitely see it's a mining pit, which is nice and clear to see. Obviously, we've got King Charles here with the $1 with the frosting, which we've become used to. The quality of the coin, as you can see here, is absolutely spot on. So we've got SR there, so I'm guessing that's Sean Rogers is the designer, the one that I was able to meet about a month or so ago. So compared to 2023, I'll put 2023 over here. It was just the pit, so it was just a cutout or a picture of the pit. If you didn't know what it was, it didn't really give you much detail in the actual imagery itself. So the way that picture came out, I found it a little bit bland, and you couldn't really see personally what it was. 2022 is my favorite design, so I'd love to know in the messages below what is your favorite Super Pit design. But I think with the big digger, I thought that was a pretty cool design. So I love 2022. I'd love to know if you think the same from that one. 2021 was just the side cut. So it's just like a bit of a more detailed imagery of the different levels where you can see the tracks going up and down the actual slope. So it's pretty cool. You can definitely see it's kind of a mining pit, but it's not too bad. 2020, I think they missed out. So I'm guessing that's because of COVID. They didn't produce one for 2020, but I haven't seen anything, and I couldn't find anything for 2020. And the first year that it was actually minted was 2019, and that's the pit, a nice side view of the pit with the moon in the background, so kind of a night image with the moon. And I can just imagine being more in the outback of Western Australia with that kind of red moon. I reckon it would look absolutely beautiful at night time. I went last year to the outback with the family, and just seeing some of that night images with the moons, I can't tell you how beautiful it is out in the outback. Even sunsets and sunrises are some of the best in the world. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I'll show some other images now of what it looks like out there at night time and also through the daytime, and just how big it is. So there's a whole town, Kalgoorlie, that's just built around this singular pit, so this mining pit, because obviously it produces some pretty decent value when it comes to gold. So it's pretty cool to get. So I'd love to know if you got one yourself. When the initial email came out from the Perth Mint, they had this down for like 1,500 mintage. So I think there was a bit of a gap there where they had singular ones at 1,500, then you can also get them in tubes. So I think they got their numbers wrong. Obviously it's 100,000 or up. You can get them either in tubes or singular. But when I first saw the email, I thought, oh gee, that's a pretty low mintage. So I thought that was pretty cool, but in the end it's ended up being 100,000. So they come like this. They come loose in these little things. I'm going to put them personally into these. I always put my silver coins into those because I think they're a little bit more collectible. So what I thought I'd do next is look at where the micro engraving is, because I know some people always like to know where the micro engraving is, just in case they've got some and they want to make sure it's an authentic. I've not known any fakes of these to ever occur, but it's always good to make sure that you've got an authentic one. So I've got my trusty little microscope here. So where we're looking for here is at the top of the A, you're looking for a micro P up there. So obviously right here you can't see that there's a little P. Depending on the light, sometimes you can get a little light and you can almost see it there, but we're looking at the top of Australia. We're looking for a P. So if I can get it there, make sure I get a nice clean focus, which it looks like it's pretty good. You can see that P at the top of Australia. So that is not the mint mark, that is the micro security engraving. So I'll go around and have a look at the rest of the coin. You can definitely see some of the cool details that we've got in there. You can see the truck coming up pretty cool there. It definitely looks bloody amazing. I must admit, I'm pretty happy with how they've come up with this design. It looks pretty cool. So there's the other truck there. Then we've got the Sean Rogers down below, and we should have somewhere where it's got the P125 over to the left. So there's your mint marker there, the Perth Mint 125 year. So pretty cool. I'd love to know what you think about it, and if it's something that you're looking to collect as part of your silver stack. Like I said, this is the first one I've ever got of the Super Pit. It's something that I've never really collected in the past. But now I've got this YouTube channel. I'm always trying to get something unique and fun to collect, and I actually think it's pretty cool. And given that it's kind of still new in its series, it's not too hard to go back and get some of those older ones. So it may be something that I may be interested in going back in. I'm not sure exactly, but I'd love to know if you think it's worth collecting and something worth going back in. I normally like to get the lower mintage kind of series because I find that they hold a higher premium in the long term when you get a collector's series compared to these where it's like 100,000. So as always, make sure you give us a big thumbs up if you enjoy the content and you like the information that I'm providing, and if you like the coins and anything from the Perth Mint. And if you're not yet subscribed to Dan the Collecting Man, make sure you do. I've got some really cool stuff. I've got a lot of other coins from the Perth Mint that I've just got. I've got the Wombat and the Myths and Legends from the Chinese, and I bought the coloured snake, which absolutely looks amazing. And I've got some other cool, really unique stuff coming from the Perth Mint. And I've got confirmation that I am going to have an interview with the Royal Australian Mint in the next month. So that's absolutely amazing for the channel. So as always, thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. I'll catch you in my next video. Dan.